Angel Reese may have tapped out and quit on the Chicago Sky. Everybody is speculating, what is this back injury? Is the back injury? Everybody's questioning it now. And this will be a third straight season where Angel Reese did not finish playing in game. I think Whitlock is onto something. I see other people talking about this. People talking about it all on Twitter.
Angel Reese has officially become the WNBA's most controversial quitter, and the evidence is absolutely damning. We're talking about 3 straight seasons where this so-called franchise player has mysteriously vanished when her team needed her most. The pattern is so obvious at this point that even her biggest supporters are starting to question what's really going on behind those designer street clothes she's been wearing on the bench.
Vandersloot, their point guard early in the year.
Yeah, that was a big loss. Them losing Courtney Vandersloot was a big loss. They got Rachel Banham playing point guard. Kia Nurse, ill.
The Chicago Sky are probably celebrating in private right now, because the harsh truth nobody wants to admit is that they actually play better basketball without their supposed star. While everyone's been focused on her rebounding records and social media presence, the real story has been brewing underneath. Angel Reese might just be the most overrated player in professional women's basketball.
What is really going on with Angel Reese? Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky? Angel, you gotta be, hold on, you have to have some level of...
Let's dive into the timeline that exposes everything. In 2023, right when the pressure mounted and the losses started piling up, Angel suddenly developed a mysterious wrist injury. Not just any injury, a dramatic, season-ending situation that required immediate surgery to prevent arthritis. The timing was perfect, wasn't it? Just when fans started questioning her actual impact on winning games. Boom. Medical emergency. She disappeared for the rest of the season without even attempting to push through for her teammate.
We're being honest. Maybe more reason why she's out right now might be secretly shopping her. They're not secretly shopping her. You don't fake back injuries. You don't fake back injuries. Run it from the grind, man.
Fast forward to 2024, and history repeats itself with surgical precision. This time it's a back injury, so vague that even the medical staff can't give reporters a straight answer. No specific diagnosis, no clear timeline, no moment during a game where anyone saw her get hurt. The injury just materialized out of thin air, like some kind of basketball magic trick. Day to day, they kept saying. Day to day for months while she posed for Instagram photos and attended every media event that could boost her personal brand.
Chicago Sky, you quit. You quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realize you never stood a chance, to be honest, with Caitlin Clark for that Rookie of the Year.
But here's where the story gets really interesting. That back injury that was too severe for her to play basketball, somehow it completely healed for All-Star Weekend. She was jumping around, taking photos, doing interviews for hours, standing for photo shoots, no problem at all. The same back that couldn't handle playing against actual competition was perfectly fine when cameras and endorsement deals were involved. The hypocrisy is so blatant it's almost insulting to anyone with functioning brain cells.
Like, she is asking for a trade. Or she's at least implying she wants to be traded. Because at the end of the day, you just never know.
Meanwhile, let's talk about what happens to the Chicago Sky when their supposed cornerstone player isn't on the court. The offense flows smoother, the ball moves with purpose, and players actually get to showcase their skills instead of standing around waiting to feed Angel's ego. Multiple analysts have pointed out that the team's chemistry improves dramatically in her absence. When your team plays better without you, that's not just a red flag, that's a career-defining crisis.
Everybody was on you shooting 28% on layups. Everybody's tearing you up on the internet. The all-star votes come out and you saw Kiki Area Finn and all these other people in front of you and realized, oh, damn, it looked like I'm not going to make it. And then you turned up. You threw in the towel and said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year and didn't play again. This past the inaugural season of Unrivaled, you didn't even finish that season. Like, we've seen different tactics being used. Is Angel Reese trying to get traded, bro? Are you trying to get traded, Angel?
The numbers don't lie either. Chicago's record against Indiana has been absolutely embarrassing, especially considering all the hype around the Angel-Caitlin rivalry. 7 losses to 1 win over the past 2 seasons, and one of those Indiana victories came when Caitlin Clark wasn't even playing. Think about that for a second. The Fever's role players completely demolished the Sky without their best player on the court. That's the kind of loss that should haunt a franchise player. But Angel was conveniently nursing another mysterious ailment during that matchup.
She just stopped. Some of these injuries, we saw the injuries. We didn't see what happened. What happened? This is bad. Angel Reese didn't even show up to the Indiana Fever game in Indiana. She's not even showing up to the away games anymore. She's not showing up at all. She's just not showing up.
Speaking of convenient timing, let's examine her pattern during the 2024 season. Early on, she was shooting an absolutely dreadful 28% on layups, the easiest shots in basketball. The internet roasted her mercilessly, and when the All-Star voting came out showing her ranked 13th, something miraculous happened. Suddenly, her shooting improved. She went on a 10-game tear to pad her statistics and secured that All-Star spot. But here's the kicker. Once that selection was locked in, the urgency completely evaporated and the mystery injuries started popping up again.
It looks like Angel Reese wants out, y'all. Angel Reese seems to be looking for a way out of the dumpster fire that is the Chicago Sky. And I gotta be honest with you.
The trade rumors swirling around Chicago aren't just gossip at this point, they're becoming a necessity. Fans are literally demanding the Sky trade her, and you can't blame them. The organization has reportedly warned her about low production amid all the speculation. When your own fan base wants you gone and your front office is questioning your value, that's a complete organizational breakdown of confidence.
Remember, she quit in Unrivaled. She just stopped playing in Unrivaled. Said she was hurt, didn't show up for the championship game, didn't even show up and watch. Last season, she claimed her wrist was messed up, didn't finish playing in none of the games.
What makes this situation even more suspicious is how she handles big games versus regular matchups. She'll miss crucial divisional games against playoff teams, claiming she's too injured to travel, but then she's front row at NFL games and music concerts the same week. She skipped the massive showdown against Indiana in their own building, the game every WNBA fan wanted to see because of the manufactured rivalry, but had no problem making the trip for All-Star festivities in that exact same city just weeks earlier.
Playing games. Angel, where you at? Where are you at, Angel? This is nuts.
There's no details. Every day we hear that Angel Reese is day to day.
Facts. Hey, Whitlock, take this pot. Keep cooking, stir the pot.
The comparisons to load management are insulting to players who actually have documented medical issues. At least when Kawhi Leonard sits out games, there are medical records, MRI results, and transparent communication with fans. Angel's approach is the opposite. Vague statements, day-to-day status updates that stretch for months, and convenient recoveries that align perfectly with her personal interests.
But I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit on the Chicago Sky. She's been claiming a back injury basically since the All-Star break.
Here's what really exposes the entire charade. She's currently one technical foul away from a suspension after accumulating 7 technicals this season. This is someone who can't control her emotions on the court, disappears when adversity hits, and has built a reputation as someone who prioritizes individual accolades over team success. The technical fouls show a player who's more focused on arguing with referees than actually helping her team win games.
So the Chicago Sky are an absolute disaster right now. They're an absolute disaster. They are
nothing. There's no information about Angel Reese. I think she's quit on this season. Woo! I think this is a worse version than Kawhi Leonard. I think she's used.
Ooh.
The most damning evidence might be her own performance when she does decide to show up. During one brief return this season, she dropped 20 points and looked completely healthy. So clearly, when she wants to play, her body cooperates just fine. This makes every other absence look like a calculated decision rather than a medical necessity. You can't have it both ways. Either you're injured or you're not. What we're witnessing is the slow-motion collapse of a manufactured superstar. 3 consecutive seasons of convenient injuries, a pattern of disappearing during crucial moments, and a team that genuinely performs better without their supposed franchise player. The Chicago Sky might be stuck with her contract, but they're probably already planning their future around other players.
You have to have some level of self-awareness here. Last year with the Chicago Sky, you quit. You quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realize.
The saddest part is how predictable this has all become. Bad shooting stretch, injury incoming. Losing streak mounting, time for some mysterious pain. Big game against a rival? Sorry, can't make it, but catch me at the club this weekend. It's like she's following a playbook for how to destroy your own reputation while maintaining plausible deniability. Angel Reese was supposed to be the face of women's basketball, alongside Caitlin Clark. But while Clark is out there battling through actual documented injuries and leading her team to playoff success, Angel is perfecting the art of strategic absence. The contrast couldn't be more obvious, and fans aren't buying the excuses anymore.
A lot of people are making the point that it sounds like she wants out of Chicago. And look, I wouldn't blame her. I wouldn't blame her for wanting out of Chicago.
The most shocking part, she might actually get away with it. Some team desperate for attention and marketing buzz might convince themselves they can fix her attitude and unlock her potential. But based on 3 years of evidence, the pattern is crystal clear. Angel Reese quits when things get difficult, and no amount of talent can overcome that fundamental character flaw. The Chicago Sky deserve better, WNBA fans deserve better, and women's basketball deserves players who show up when it matters most. Angel Reese has had multiple chances to prove she's different, but the evidence speaks louder than any excuse her PR team can manufacture. This is what happens when marketing takes priority over basketball. You end up with a player who's more famous for not playing than for anything she's accomplished on the court.